Doing, Leicester? Are you doing good? I can't hear you. Tummy full? Mindful? Yes. I would like to thank you first of all for supporting this event and by coming here, spending your valuable time. So give yourself a round of applause. The question is, I would like to ask you, is who here would like to use their mind to shape your future? Who wants to use their mind to shape your future? Everybody. Yes, thank you. Well, the thing is that, isn't it interesting? What's happening now with us, we are not happy. It's not working for us. But also, what's not working for us, we want something better. Yes? We want something better. Well, you see, isn't it interesting that we, in order to make something better, we can make that change. Make that change. You see, there are two types of change. There is a change, outward change. People change location, people change school, people change country, people change their spouse, husband or wife. Just a joke. But people do change. That's an outward change. But we also have an inward change. That's the second change. That is the way you change your thinking, the way you speak, the way you feel, and the way you act. Now, it's only the second change that will give you the promise of your self-growth. Yes? It's the second change. But the important thing is, we must remember that the change is a process. It's not an event. Event is something happens, it's finished. Process is always happening. Change is always happening. Well, let me tell you, or let me ask you one question. How big is your pain? How big is your pain that you are willing to change your inner change? Let me share a little story with you. There was a man in the evening sitting in his home. It was winter. Fire is burning. He's reading his newspaper. He's got a son, small sons, lying there playing with his games. And besides the fire, there's a fire because it's winter. Besides the fire, there's a dog. And dog is lying there. And every now and then, a dog gives out this howling sound. Woo! And suddenly, son looks at the dog. What's the matter? Nothing's the matter. Quiets down. Dog is lying there. 4 or 5 minutes later, it's quiet. Dog gives out another howling sound. Woo! The son thinks, what's wrong with this dog? So asking the father, Dad, what's wrong with this dog? He's keep on howling. So the father looks at the dog, looks at the son, and he says, you see, son, where dog is lying, there is a nail poking. So every time dog moves, the nail pokes. And the pain comes. And when the pain comes, dog hurts. So the son looks at the dog and says, Dad, why this silly dog just don't get up? Why can't he get up from that place, go and sit on the other side of the fire? It's a silly dog. Well, the father looks at the dog, looks at the son, and says, son, I guess the pain is not big enough. My question to you is, how big is your pain for that inner change? You see, this gentleman here who played guitar, I would like to ask that gentleman, how many hours did you have to practice this guitar to able to play? And in average, my friends, it's about 10 to 12,000 hours. We have that gentleman who played drums. How many hours did you have to practice? But you see, my question is this. How many of us actually use our time to practice one of the magical instruments that we have, which is between our ears? It's called the mind. How many hours do we actually spend using our mind? Let me explain to you how. You see, in average, a person thinks 40 to 60,000 thoughts a day. You think, don't you? Do you think these thoughts have any effect on our life? Well, thoughts create reality. What we think, we become. So, if thoughts creates our reality, and we can think whatever we like, why we are not control of our reality? I'll tell you why. Because 90% of our thoughts are occupied in our life, which is to do with the past. Isn't it? We're always talking about the past. We're always talking about what happened yesterday, what happened 10 years ago. But let's start focusing that mind about future, about tomorrow. I'd just like to leave you with something very, very special. And I strictly believe in you, and I know this is, in all my life, this is what I've done. That every one of you here, every one of you, every single person here, have a power and ability to take micro steps for greatness. Let me explain what I mean by micro step. Do little thing. Learn that musical instrument which is here every single day, and you can use that to shape your future. So, in my conclusion, I would like to leave you with this. Whatever you do, do it now. Do it now. As one of the greatest musicians, Michael Jackson, once said, make that change now. Thank you. You've been a great audience.